same way there are men who will never leave their wives, there are also men who do just that and marry their mistresses. This may be a sad thing, but what even sadder is that it takes a lot of guts to fall in love with someone who is already married, and even more to eventually marry them. But before we go ahead to judging these men and women on their moral compass or lack thereof, let's take a look at the different types of men who choose to marry their mistresses because they literally exist, and many of us know some of them personally. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome to Female Affairs with Polu, where everything related to female affairs and matters of the heart are shared. Do well to subscribe, turn on the post notification bell to be notified of a new video. Men are not left out because there is always something for everyone here. So now let's get started. The first on the list of these men are the impulsive type. Have you ever bought something on a whim without really thinking it through? You get home with the item and wonder what you were thinking when you made the purchase. This usually happens to me when I find an item on sale and feel like I have to take advantage of the deal. The impulsive behavior can also be seen in men who marry their mistresses. These are the type of men who can act on impulse and follow their desire without thinking. They don't think about the consequences. They may feel attracted to their mistresses and decide to marry them without even considering the impact it will have on their current relationship or family. In some cases, this impulsive decision leads to divorce or unhappy marriages because the man didn't take the time to think it through. Marriage is for adults, not kids. Making such a huge decision as marriage should not be based on impulsiveness, but on careful consideration and rational thinking. But impulsive men don't get the memo. They don't. The second one is the greedy type. These men are out there who have everything they could ever want in loving family, a successful career, a financial stability. But for some reason, they still feel the need to have more. These men are, they are never satisfied with what they have and are always looking for something new, exciting and forbidden. That's where their mistress comes in. They may feel attracted to their mistress's youth, beauty, or carefree attitude, and they will do anything to make her theirs. This greediness leads to them marrying their mistresses as a way of possessing them fully. But this type of marriage is built on the foundation of greed and not love, which often leads to disaster. I don't understand why some people will ruin what took them years to build for the thrill of a few moments. It is so pathetic. The third kind of man is the midlife crisis type. Midlife crisis is a common phenomenon where people in their 40s or 50s go through a period of self-doubt, question their life choices, and feel like they are missing out on something. I'm sure you have seen middle-aged men buying expensive sports cars or dating younger women in an attempt to relive their youth or rediscover themselves. Some of these affairs become serious and lead to marriage. These men may feel like their mistresses represent a younger, more exciting version of themselves, and marrying them is a way to escape their current lives. Eventually, the midlife crisis will pass and they will be left with a marriage built on temporary feelings instead of long-lasting love. And it is why midlife affairs never last. The fourth type of men is the financially stable type. Recently, I heard of a broke man who has a wife and 3 kids and still went ahead to marry his mistress. If this is not foolishness and self-destruction, then I don't know what it is. I'm sure the dumbest person alive will be happy to swap places with this man, because how can you be soaked in the water of poverty and yet open a tap to let more water in by adding a new family to the one you can barely take care of? I'm just trying to establish that it is rare for a financially unstable man to marry his mistress. It is usually the men who have a stable financial foundation that can afford to maintain 2 or more families. They have the resources to support their mistress and can even provide for them better than their current wife. Wait, some of these men actually, you know, they divorce their current wives to marry their mistresses. I guess money does buy happiness for some people, even if it means breaking the heart of those they once loved. I don't want to mention names, but I am sure some popular names comes to your mind when we talk about wealthy men who have married their mistresses. The fifth type of men are the materialistic type. This type of men are similar to wealthy type, but not every wealthy man is materialistic, so this one deserves its own explanation. These materialistic men are usually quite successful and accustomed to getting what they want. They often see their mistresses as trophies and are attracted to their status and social standing. They can often provide their mistresses with a lavish lifestyle and are often willing to do whatever it takes to keep them happy. In return, their mistresses may overlook the lack of love or emotional connection in their marriage. These marriages are often built on superficial things rather than genuine love and compatibility. And when the materialistic man can no longer provide for his mistress, the marriage may crumble as well. So, when the branch breaks, the bird takes flight, say a Yoruba adage. The sixth one is the romantic type. Have you seen romantic movie? When the man leaves his long-time girlfriend or wife for a new passionate and exciting love interest. Well, unfortunately, this happens in real life too. So men may feel like they have fallen heads over heels in love with their mistress and see her as their true soul mate. They often, romanticize the relationship and believe that their current relationship cannot compare to what they have with their mistress. But as we all know, the initial spark of romance may fade over time, and the reality of marrying a mistress may not live up to their expectations. And just like those movies, they may end up regretting their impulsive decision. The grass is not always greener on the other side, right? The seventh kind of man is the emotionally sensitive type. This type of man is unhappy in his marriage and may be emotionally vulnerable. Maybe he is not getting the love, attention, or emotional support he desires from his wife and seek it from his mistress instead. His mistress may provide him with the emotional connection he's been yearning for, and he falls in love with her. He may see marrying her as an escape from his current unhappy marriage, so he does that. The eighth kind of man that went away with their mistress is the love-struck type. Okay, so there are men who simply fall in love with their mistresses. They may have had an affair, it turned out to be something more. They genuinely love their mistress and want to spend the rest of their lives with her. These are the rare cases where marrying a mistress actually works out because it is based on genuine feelings instead of impulsive decisions or superficial reasons. But let's not forget that this type also comes with its own set of challenges and complications, especially if the mistress was once just a secret affair. One funny thing about this life is that not every man who marries their mistress regrets it. Some of these marriages actually work out and the couple lives happily ever after, but that doesn't deny the fact that marrying a mistress is a risky move. It is often built on stable foundations and can result in heartache and disappointment. It is simply not ideal. It is not. That's a wrap for today. I hope you learned something. If you do, I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Kindly like this video, give it a thumbs up to help reach out to others who is in need of this. Share with friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.